All right, go.
In 5, 4, 3.
Live in the MCG studios, located in the undershaft of Florida, but popular in Ghana. Welcome to the Potluck Podcast. So come join us and have some fun.
Well, hello, and welcome to the show. And that's how the whole opening should have began on this Wednesday, January the 31st. But that's not what happened. So this is a previously recorded version of what happened, and I could not make it for the first hour broadcasting live, and I kind of left Bob hanging out to dry, and I didn't mean to, but this is what people heard.
It seems like
Enjoy.
we're speaking. Your green circle is green. Yes, we have sound effects, but no microphone. Your sound effects are going out, but not your mic. Yes, the buttons are working. No bullshit. They're not. No music. No silence now. I heard your computer say "uh-oh," and that was it. I hear "uh-oh," and and cheering. Nope. But none of that. No. Nope. I don't hear anything, Steve. It's silent. Yes, Eric, we're still having technical differences. Yeah. It's probably going to make the blooper reel. But shut up. Nothing's changed. I don't know. Can you hear your buttons and things? Can you hear your microphone? Okay. Then I don't know why it's not feeding to Podbean. I think the Gremlins have attacked Steve. I hope he can get the his feed coming through. I don't know. Because I have a really good Soundbytes for tonight. Now I got nothing. No Steve. I'm going to stick here until Steve can figure out why it's not feeding through Podbean. Because it sounds like everything else is working on his end. It's just not coming through for the inputs. I don't know. I'm upstairs. My microphone's plugged in. Everything's working. I don't know what's happening. I'm talking to myself. With Steve listening. Eric, why don't you just call in and maybe we can have a conversation while Steve's working his audio issues out. I don't know.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Eric. Yes, thank you. So it's a matter of Steve's input audio is not coming through. And I wonder if he can hear us. Steve, can you hear us? So. Can get some current events going. I read Cheetah Rivera has passed away today. I'm sorry, Steve. Nice. One of your idols from Broadway. So he can hear us loud and clear, but it's his input. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I might even put a very interesting celebrity quote in the chat too that I learned over the weekend from a very legendary actress from way back in the day.
Yeah.
I think y'all might really enjoy this one.
Okay.
These days, I am a teetotal, mean-spirited, right-wing, narrow-minded, conservative Christian bigot, but not a racist. Courtesy of legendary actress Jane Russell.
Jane Russell?
I don't know if you ever heard of her.
From the Crush Your Heart bra commercials? From the 50s, Jane Russell?
It might be her. I never heard of her until just recently.
When was that quote made? It had to be in the 80s or something. Because
I think you and Steve got to read up on that one.
I could swear
read up on her work.
Wait a minute! I can swear she's been dead for ages.
She died back in 2011, I believe.
Well, there you go. Yeah, read up on the 50s pinup chick. Yeah, Jane Russell, the Crush Your Heart bra lady.
Right.
She was big in the 40s, I guess, and 40s and 50s.
Well, imagine if she was still alive today, and who would she be supporting for president?
Right. But I don't know. I kind of don't know what to do without Steve here.
Where's the other misplaced comedy group gang at when we need them?
I don't know.
I think it was like Jeff and Jen. They have like the dog and And when Tony used to be with y'all, y'all got that safe soundbite of where Tony would say, "Shut that dog up."
Yeah. Yeah. I have a really good Soundbytes this week.
This will probably make the blooper reel for sure.
Well, definitely. If we have any listeners tuned in, I have to apologize. Steve's not with us today. Well, he is. He's listening in. We're just trying to get his sound to come through, and I can't hear anything he's saying. And this isn't the first time, Steve, that this has happened. Like Eric said, that this happened a while ago with Tony and I, where we lost you. And I don't know.
But I think the other podcast shows that are on opposite us right now, of course, Monica from the Tick Radio podcast, she's doing a music show.
They all suck. Why would you want to listen to them? I mean,
and then Caps, I mean,
Caps
he's basically staying at the top of the Podbean Live leaderboard, but you can really thank Sue for that, because you should really see her making it rain gold beans in that bitch. And of course, and if you look at the Pulse Podcast variety show a little bit later, if you're still awake, you ought to see Susie just dumping gold beans like crazy. And I love how Shep says it. She makes it rain gold beans in that bitch.
Yeah.
Too bad you and Steve ain't got nobody to dump gold beans on you guys like it's going out of style.
We ain't got no money. We don't know anybody with money.
And when the Raw Report was around, they used to have a guy that would come in called Money Man. But it was probably somebody Jewel and Lady Fables, Yazzie Yaz, and 2K knew.
I wonder if Steve might have gotten it. Because his little icon there is not green anymore. And I don't know.
Or hopefully Podbean doesn't kill switch on us.
No, they won't kill switch because we are going to keep talking. But
right.
I don't know. I mean, I spent all my time doing the soundbites, so I don't know what else is going on.
But I know, like, that Dude Man podcast with Frank and Mike, those guys are pretty hilarious if you've listened to some of their published shows. But I know you'd probably be taking pages from them and seeing if they might have a formula that works here. And I know you can't go wrong with the Beans and Weenie show, but I know Scooter and James will be doing, like, Slightly Doomed tonight.
It's not about that. It's about...
What's that?
Steve's the MC of the Master of Ceremonies, the MC, the
Did
Master
you go in the Matrix, Bob?
And did I? No.
You sound like you went in there for a minute. Now you're back.
Very strange.
Well, and I am on the road heading to my house, and I'm almost about to turn into my driveway. And you're probably hearing me driving down the road.
I am. So it's probably.
Well, I just took my mom out on an errand run. I was like carpooling her.
Nice. My house guest has gone back to Poland, so I'm back upstairs in the studio of the Bachelor Castle, back with my normal microphone setup. I don't know if I have the gain set right, because that's all messed up from last week. But hopefully I got it configured correctly, and hopefully I'm not too quiet. I don't know. But
well, we got.
That's why I was hoping Steve would be here to do a sound check, but I can't do a sound check with Steve if we can't hear him. So, let's see what happened. Let's go. What this day in history?
Yeah,
let's do it off the cuff. This is more than doing it live.
Well, and today's birthday is our Podbean pal Aberrant. I mean, you know, we celebrated her on the Old Man's Podcast show this morning.
Yeah.
Jackie, and we're going to be celebrating Grammy on Friday.
Oh, Jackie Robinson has a birthday today. He was born in 1919. Nice. And the statue, Jackie Robinson statue, was cut off at the feet. And here's the news. It was found burned in a trash can. Fire crews found the burned remnants Tuesday of the prized bronze statue of Jackie Robinson that was stolen last week from a public park in Kansas. So Somebody cut the statue off at the ankles and burned it in a trash can.
That sucks.
I wonder if they did any damage to it, but it's like, why? Why? It makes no sense. There's a statue, not hurting anybody. It's just a bronze statue of Jackie Robinson. And holy smokes, Steve, thank you for this. January 31st, the 31st day in our Gregorian calendar for 2024. On this day in history, 1865, the House passed the 13th Amendment abolishing slavery in the United States. So there you go. 1950, President Truman announced the development of the hydrogen bomb, later dropped on the scenic Pacific Marshall Islands. In 1952, no longer making them inhabitable. So, in 1958, Explorer 1 was the first artificial space satellite orbited by the United States, marking the country's entry into the space race. That happened today. In 1961, The Misfits, and not the rock and roll band The Misfits, the American film drama directed by John Huston, made its world premiere, probably best remembered as the final movie of both Marilyn Monroe and Clark Gable. I had no idea, so I'm going to have to look that film up for sure.
Final performance.
1960, final performance of both of Clark Gable and Marilyn Monroe in the same movie. What do you know? In 1966, the Soviet Union launched Luna 9, the first spacecraft to make a soft landing on the moon. In 1971, Apollo 14 successfully launched with astronauts Alan Shepard, Edgar Mitchell, and Stuart Roosa from Cape Canaveral in Florida for their manned mission to the moon. So let's see. 1966, the Soviets launched for their first spacecraft to make a soft landing on the moon. And in 1971, just 5 years later, we launched 3 people to land on the moon. So that's kind of amazing when you think about it, that only 5 years between the two events. In 1988, Doug Williams led the Washington Redskins to a Super Bowl victory, becoming the first African-American quarterback to play in a Super Bowl. Really? 1988? You'd think they would have had that long before that. Scoring 4 of their 5 touchdowns in a 42-10 upset over the Denver Broncos. I can think of somebody else who scored 4 touchdowns in a single game for Polk High. 1990, the first McDonald's opened in the Soviet Union, where throngs of people lined up to pay the equivalent of several days' wages for Big Mac shakes and French fries. Because those who don't understand or never lived in a communist state don't know, realize, or even understand the reality of poverty and submission you would be under and should never live. Complain, chat, criticize, or even mention that people are about it, because the people born in the U.S. don't know or understand it. So you really have to work for a week just to have a Big Mac from McDonald's. And listen, Steve, I don't know what you're writing here, but it seems like we have to work for a week for a Big Mac now. Okay. It sure as hell seems like it when freaking $10 for a cheeseburger. Give me a break. Ridiculous.
Or my idea of a cheeseburger is that John Belushi character from Saturday Night Live who do the cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger. No Coke, Pepsi. You want no French fries, chips.
Or at least there wasn't a soup Nazi saying no soup for you.
No soup for you. Let's see. 2007, Cars.com announced their 10 most, it was read, that was to be read like you're speaking and off the cuff type of thing. Well, I'm reading what you wrote, Steve. Sorry. And I'm not wearing my reading glasses, so it is what it is. 2007, Cars.com announced their top 10 most memorable TV cars. In 1982, Pontiac Trans Am, named Kit for the show Knight Rider, topped the list. In 2020, the UK formally left the European Union more than 3 years after the company voted for Brexit. That was today. And how'd that work out for him? Famous birthdays: Justin Timberlake, born today. Johnny Rotten, one of Alice's friends and acquaintance from the past. Famous psychic Lorraine Warren, famous for Amityville Investigation, now a string of films. Gene Simmons, not the bass player from Kiss, but the actress. The Thornbird, Spartacus, and Guys and Dolls starred Gene Simmons. Gean, not Geene. Nolan Ryan was born today. Jackie Robinson was born today. Jackie Robinson, the original drummer for Nirvana. Jackie Robinson, not the baseball player. But I read earlier the baseball player, so now I have no idea. Chad Channing was born today. Actresses Kerry Washington, Minnie Driver, adult film stars, because porn stars are people too. Today, holidays. Today is National Hot Chocolate Day. Who don't love a nice warm hot cup of hot chocolate on a chilly night? So why not cozy up and listen to our show celebrating the National Hot Chocolate Day. Brandy Alexander Day, an incredibly tasty beverage which is made from creme de cacao, cream, and brandy. Most often the cognac variety. So if you're not having National Hot Chocolate, have a Brandy Alexander. There are many stories about this drink. No matter how many stories emerge on how this conception was created, everyone agrees that this drink is a mouth-watering classic. So if you haven't tried it, treat yourself to a Brandy Alexander today. Backwards Day, the day when you can reverse your accents just to see how entertaining it could be. So from wearing clothes inside out, to shoes on opposite feet, to writing your name backwards, and in my case, I can't.
Try writing with your left hand if you're right-handed and vice versa.
Yes, but it still comes out Bob. Today is Do Whatever Backwards. And also today is Gorilla Suit Day. Since the mid-1800s, when gorilla suits were first mentioned, to the first handmade Hollywood suit created by makeup artist Carlos Cruz Gamora in the 1920s, to practically anyone now wearing them for Halloween or costume parties. Today's the day to unleash your inner primate and run around in your monkey suit. Today is also Scotch Tape Day. Yes, a day to celebrate the sticky tape that we use to stick things to other things. In the 1920s, a problem arose when cars needed to be painted in two tones and sections needed to be taped off to do so. That's how Richard Drew ended up creating Scotch tape. Today, the versatile invention is used to stick anything and everything, so celebrate it, people, because you use it. You know you do. Grammy Awards Day since 1959, although on a different day of the year because TV promotions and marketing, the Grammys have happened, nominating various awards for popular recording artists. And today is the day when people can celebrate one of mankind's universal language, music. And today is the Grammys. Kerry Washington is famous for Scandal and To Be Pope. Chad Channing. Oh, Chad Channing was the drummer. I had no idea. There you go. That's as good as I can read without my glasses.
I think the fact I point
very
out
small
about
text on a very small iPad.
The fact I point out about Kerry Washington,
for...
being on that show Scandal, where she played like that crisis, person like Olivia Pope. She started opposite like Tony Goldwyn, who played President Fitzgerald Grant. And the thing about Tony Goldwyn is he is showbiz royalty because like the G and MGM is Goldwyn.
Right.
He's part of that legacy.
Oh. There you go. Have a drink. And how's it going, Steve? Still nothing. No input. But the odd thing is the show's still running and you can hear us. If you don't know, Steve runs the show off of two computers. He has a desktop computer and a laptop, and the two are kind of tied together with lots and lots of wires and things. So it's he's got a complicated setup there.
Too bad he ain't got a producer in studio to help him.
Well, it's difficult because he has a recording studio, but he's got wires all over the place, and I guess he's having computer issues today. He said it was working earlier, about an hour ago. Everything was running fine, and he had to reboot his computer twice before we started the show, and I'm not sure which computer is feeding the show for him. I think he has the website up, and of course the show is live, so he is running the show from something. So it's just a matter of him getting the feeds and all the wires and things put together, and the right input and the output and the input and stuff like that. So, we've missed. I don't have any games. I don't have any of the cards. Nothing. This or that. If Steve, if you're here with us, go ahead and type in the this or that for this week. Maybe we'll do that. I don't know. You really caught me off guard here. So, other than that, what's going on today in the news?
Well, then today in history for tomorrow, February 1st, 44 years ago, back in 1980, the 29-year run of the daytime soap opera Love of Life ended as its final episode was broadcast, and it ended in a cliffhanger.
Because, of course, it did. I've never even heard of that. Love of Life.
It ran from September of 1951 until February 1st of 1980. And after that show was canceled, CBS decided to expand The Young and the Restless to 1 hour, and The Young and the Restless is still on.
Is it? I'm really shocked.
But although it's not the same without Catherine and Neil, but it'll definitely not be the same without Victor Newman after he dies.
I don't know. I mean, my sister watched Guiding Light when we were, back in the day. And that's off the air. So
I don't know.
Is General Hospital still
on? It's still on.
I have no idea what daytime soap operas there are, if that's even a thing.
And Steve asks, what's up with the 50s themes, Eric?
James Russell edition.
I guess I'm really just digging through the history archives, to expose a newer, more modern audience to what was a thing back then, so it doesn't get forgotten.
Steve, I wonder if you could call in through your cell phone or something.
Like the Grabo account, yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if he could do that.
I know he might be a little stressed, but hey, we're putting it together.
He's signed in as the potluck. He would have to phone in as a guest and not be signed in. To have one of those random character names or something. I don't know. I'm just trying to find a way.
Welcome, Peggy.
Trying to set up the Air computer as remote. Okay. My old MacBook Air. So that should be... that might work. So we'll see. I don't know. Hopefully he'll be with us soon. Let's see. With my glasses here. Oh, well, the weekly news quiz. I don't want to do the weekly news quiz. I want to do weekly world news. Guess Elmo asked how everybody's doing. Elmo from Sesame Street. And
welcome, Dose.
The world. Dose is here. Dose is here. Eric's here with me, and Steve is got no microphone, so we got no sound coming through from Steve. But he's hosting the show. So it's kind of interesting. Don't block me. I'm not going to block you, Dose. I can't block you. I hope Steve doesn't block you either. Let's see what is in the weird news. So, anyway, the Super Bowl. Who's in the Super Bowl?
I believe it's going to be the San Francisco 49ers and...
it's the Chiefs, isn't it?
The Kansas City Chiefs.
And the 49ers?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So the Detroit Lions and the Baltimore Ravens got their you-know-what handed to them.
Oh, I thought it was the Lions and the Chiefs.
Nope. It was the 49ers.
Because I was all about the whole logo.
Here's a very interesting story.
It was going to be the Ravens because the logo is purple.
I think an interesting odd story I found out about the NFL is that there's now talks of them that possibly wanting to rig it for Las Vegas odds. Similar to how other professional sports is rigged.
No. What's next? The NBA being rigged? Come on. No way.
The Olympics being rigged?
Did you hear, speaking of Olympics, that I think the Russian ice skater just this week from the previous Winter Olympics from 2022 lost her gold medal?
for doping.
Like for doping. Like 2 years after she won it, the Olympic Committee said, nope, give it back. So the United States is official gold medal winner for the previous Olympics.
And here's the thing about doping in professional sports. I mean, like Major League Baseball, for example, like people like Barry Bonds and Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa, Major League Baseball allowed it to go on for years, if not decades. But then in recent years, when they decided that the doping thing needed to stop, then they decided to turn against it, really just out of convenience.
Yeah, but still, I mean, those guys during the Barry Bonds and Sammy Sosa thing, they were breaking records left and right during the whole.
And what kind of example are they setting for young kids is what I would like to know.
It's not the example they're setting. It's like, oh, they cheated. Like, you look at Lance Armstrong and all the Tour de France's he won, and it kind of diminishes the feat.
I know.
It's like you've won like what 4 or 5 of them, and now you go, well, it doesn't mean anything. And anybody who wins it afterwards, it's not such a monumental thing. It's like, oh, well.
Or wait until like 40 or 50 years from now when Michael Phelps is like 80 or 90 years old and he's on his deathbed saying, oh yeah, I did some doping back in the Olympics, and the IOC and the organization that oversees swimming let me get away with it.
Probably. I mean, I don't know. I can't speculate on that. I mean,
But hey, if it does come to fruition 40, 50 years from now, you could probably be like, well, Eric and Bob and Steve from the Potluck podcast were absolutely right.
Yeah. But didn't Michael Phelps win more gold medals than anybody ever?
I believe he did, yes.
I mean that's going to stand for a long time. That's pretty.
I don't see that record going anywhere anytime soon.
No, but then again, he did win that one race by just the tip of his fingers. That was pretty amazing. So, what's it going to come down to? I mean, in the future, I mean, it's like they're going to not just milliseconds. I mean, it comes down to where somebody puts their toe on the starting line. It's amazing. Dose is a mess.
The comment he said.
What does he say?
He says, I bet Eric has doped a few unsuspected men in his time. Oh, my Lord.
Oh, my.
I thought that, he was going to clap back, like, telling me to shut up.
Nope. He's just saying he's not a mess. I guess he cleaned his room. But, I don't know. I mean, where are the Olympics this year?
They're going to Paris, France.
Oh, they're in Paris.
Los Angeles is hosting the 1928 Summer Games. Brisbane, Australia, 2032. Excuse me.
Yeah, the
I'm
1928. Oh. So the Olympic Games are going to be in Paris this summer. I mean, gee, imagine what that's going to do to traffic in Paris. I can't imagine. No.
I wonder if the Eiffel Tower is going to be lit up in the Olympic colors.
Absolutely. I mean, they'll do well. Doe says, hopefully California falls into the ocean before the Olympics comes back to LA. I don't know. Maybe, hopefully they can reuse some of the infrastructure they built from 84. But you think about it.
They'll still use the same main Olympic stadium for the opening and closing ceremonies and the track and field events.
Over 40 years old by that point.
And the original Olympic Stadium, dates way back to the 1932 games that were held in Los Angeles.
That's true.
They used it again in 84.
Yeah.
Of course, and I was 11 years old when Atlanta hosted the Olympics.
Yeah, I can't imagine what traffic was like in Atlanta during that either. I mean...
Oh, Atlanta's really changed.
Yeah. But you're near Atlanta, aren't you? In the area?
Mm-hmm. I live in the eastern suburbs, about 40 minutes away. I've called the eastern suburbs of Atlanta home for most of my life, and I'll be 40 in October.
Everybody I know who drives through Atlanta is like, never again. Never again will I go through Atlanta. I mean, I have a friend in Atlanta who's been begging me for years to come and see him, and it's a 8-hour drive from here. Steve says I can't do anything to get my voice on here. Dose, no, I don't know.
I would probably be like yes and no to that answer. That post from Dose.
I don't think so.
But I think if you know where to look in Atlanta, because usually the northern suburbs are where it's most affluent, where where you have like the upper middle class people, like in North Fulton, Forsyth, Cobb, Cherokee, North Gwinnett, and Pickens County, Hall County, Paulding County, all those places.
Every city has their wealthy part and their
and the slums,
dilapidated part.
And then of course, I mean, I think like some major draws like in the Atlanta area, like tourist attractions, you've got Centennial Olympic Park, you've got the Georgia Aquarium, the World of Coca-Cola, you've got a Six Flags amusement park, you've got Stone Mountain Park, and then you've also for recreation got Lake Lanier and Lake Allatoona, and we've also got the world's most busiest airport, Hartsfield.
Oh, I hate that airport.
And then like sporting arenas like State Farm Arena, which used to be Phillips Arena, and before that it was the Omni Coliseum, and then the Georgia Dome, which was later replaced by the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and then the Turner Field Complex, which was the 1996 Olympic Stadium. That replaced the old Atlanta Fulton County Stadium, but the Braves have since moved to Truist Park up in Cobb County.
Right, because they needed a new stadium. And I'm sure it brought a lot of jobs.
Mm-hmm. And, of course, the Turner Field Complex, Georgia State University has that now.
Oh, okay.
And then we got a few great restaurants
CNN,
here in Atlanta.
CNN, which used to be...
CNN Center, I think, is pretty much closed up shop because they moved CNN back to the Turner Broadcasting Complex in Midtown next to Georgia Tech.
But wasn't CNN, it used to be like the world of Sid and Marty Krofft with the world's longest escalator?
Oh, yes, that's right. I don't know if it's still in the building or what's going on with that one.
I don't know.
Let me think. I know it's like famous restaurants. You've got like the Varsity, you've got the Steamhouse Lounge, you've got the Colonnade, Roasters.
Those is telling Steve to try the on button. Oh, I was on mute this whole time. Oh no. I'm not going to do. Although we're coming up on the 8 o'clock
tourist attraction.
Yeah. Since we're coming up on the 8 o'clock hour, I am not going to do Soundbytes until Steve is with us because it's goofy. I don't know what went wrong with me, but something in my brain said, I don't know. Let's just say that I got GarageBand working on my laptop, and I did some recording, so it should be. It will be fun.
Well, and then and the thing about Wednesday, February 14th, y'all get to do a Valentine's Day show this year.
No, we're not.
What?
No, I boycott Valentine's Day. It's terrible.
Would you rather Mardi Gras had been on Wednesday instead of Tuesday? That's going to be on the 13th, day before Valentine's.
Valentine's is bullshit. I mean,
I've even heard somebody describe Valentine's as a holiday celebrating murder. I mean, is that true?
I don't know. Maybe. But the thing was, my girlfriend and I always got into a big fight just before Christmas and made up after Valentine's Day. So that's kind of...
Well, and then Friday, of course, is Groundhog Day. Of course, do you think the groundhog is going to see a shadow and predict 6 more weeks of winter? Or do you hope he doesn't see a shadow and predicts early start to spring?
Punxsutawney Phil is an imposter. There's all kinds of groundhog lodges in Pennsylvania, not just in Punxsutawney. Maybe if we ridicule and talk shit to Steve, it will motivate him to fix his shit. I've been doing that my entire life, and it hasn't motivated him to do anything. And I don't know if he heard that. I know he's probably losing his damn mind right now. If I know him, he's just going absolutely,
or
fits of rage.
He probably doesn't even care at this point.
No, he's just fits of rage. I know him. He's just probably frustrated, pissed off, angry, upset, and and the thing is, the angrier he gets, the worse he just digs his grave, and the worse it gets. So he's just worse.
Or I thought about like that television show Animaniacs, like Yakko, Wacko, and Dot. Like there's that scene like where they had to do kind of like a blooper reel, like, and Dot's character that started going into like a profanity-laced tirade where they're having to bleep her out.
Yeah,
I could imagine that being Steve.
And he's probably, why doesn't this shit work? And I'm sure he's just absolutely furious right now. I know he is. It's okay, Steve. Take a deep breath. You'll figure it out.
Too bad the show isn't listed as explicit on Podbean Live, where, because I think if he's doing it from like the PC, he could go into the settings and make sure that the explicit setting stays on. I
thought we did have that.
Apparently not, but he'll probably have to remember that for future reference.
Something we'll have to do because
because I know y'all probably going to drop some F-bombs and other profanities, and y'all might even have people like take God's name in vain, like when they say the JFC or the GD.
Yeah, well, it's just words, it's language. I mean,
true.
My dad was a steel worker. It's just.
Well, this show is definitely not suitable for kids or people who are easily offended. No, but we're just only here to have a good time and entertain people.
No, and I believe people who are easily offended have no sense of humor.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of a fact. I mean,
or as Buzz Lightyear would say, they must be some sad, strange little people.
To insanity and beyond. I guess I don't hear. I thought he was here, but he's not. Oh, let's see. Oh, odd news. 285-year-old lemon auctioned for $1,780. A 285-year-old lemon found in the back of an old cabinet drawer was auctioned for $1,780. What? The 19th century. I have no idea. Try restarting the podluck. We did restart the podluck. The podcast is running. It's just Steve's in and out. His microphone.
I think Steve is piloting this podcast blind. In other words.
He is, but in order to run it, he has to be logged into the website, and it's working. It's just his sound inputs aren't working. He can hear it in his headset, but it's not. The feed's not going through the website. I don't know.
But hey, tonight's Potluck podcast, you'll probably get some good blooper reels for the year 2024.
Probably. I mean, who knows? Today I had to do it myself with nothing. Nothing is working for some reason. The sound chip isn't broadcasting out. Right.
Jeez.
And usually that is the. Well, there's a permission somewhere on the website to allow input from your microphone or something. It's the motherboard.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if it's the motherboard.
Dose.
I don't know. If he can hear us, then it's not the motherboard because he's hearing us through the web page. I don't know.
Should I read Dose's comment or should you?
No, his wife didn't sabotage it. She knows that's more trouble than. It's like, oh yeah, let's just make Steve angry. I'll hear about this for weeks and weeks and weeks. This past weekend, we all went to a minor league hockey game down in Fort Myers. We went to the Florida Everblades game, and we had seats in the back row. And the seats, I literally couldn't fit in the seat. They were like child size. It was ridiculous. My feet were too big for the chair in front of me. It was ridiculous. I smacked the bitch. But it was a good game. I mean, it was fun. I don't know if it was a good game. We lost 1-0, but the whole time I had to kind of sit sideways because I just couldn't fit my ass in the seat. How fat a fuck am I? Well, kind of. I'm not like large American size, but I am up there in weight. But I'm not obese. I'm not.
Well, I'm kind of like overweight myself. I'm 5'9", and I could check myself on a bathroom scale right quick and see what kind of damage I've done over the holiday.
I've done damage. I've done a lot of damage. But the thing is, Steve didn't fit in the seats either. We were shoulder to shoulder, and he was trying to eat his French fries, and it's like I was like, let me hold that for you, and it's like we couldn't move our arms. It was ridiculous. So maybe the next time we go down there, we'll have to get the seats closer to the ice that are padded, that are a little bit larger. I've had the same experience going to the baseball game, the Tampa Bay Rays. Like the seats closer to home plate,
260,
are wider and bigger, and the seats out on the third baseline, the further away you get, the smaller they become. It's ridiculous. Yeah, elementary school's chairs is Steve was like, they were. It was ridiculous. But at the baseball game, the further down the third baseline, the smaller the seats get. It's kind of strange because they want to, the stadium people want to say it seats like 78,000 people, but 3,000 of those seats are unusable. It's just a numbers game.
Well, and Dose asked the question, can you fuckers see your dicks? I mean, like with us being like overweight or obese, I'd say I'd probably have to do what a Dose is kind of.
I don't have to because his mom can't. His mom can't.
What the fuck kind of question is that, Dose? Of course I can.
I wish Steve could. Where you at, Steve? Come in. Walk into the light, Carol Ann. I don't know.
I'm sure he could probably put something together for this week, like using this week's episode, I guess.
I don't know. 11-year-old from the UPI. 11-year-old breaks fingerboarding world record. What? The most ollies on a fingerboard in 1 minute. The Guinness World Record. Is that a thing? I don't know.
And you know something too, Bob? Like if you and Steve can sign in under secondary accounts and do the little co-host thing, like you could even post pictures in chat. Because like it's like if you come into the room, you automatically jump up to the panel.
Oh, I didn't know you could post pictures in the chat.
I mean that's a more recent feature. Like, but you got to have a co-host invite to do that. I do it on the Old Man's Podcast Show a lot.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I'm just running off.
Especially if you want to give the podcast show a little bit of flavor when y'all do it live.
We're not ignoring you, Dose. It's just we're having technical differences.
But the only way
we'll join the room again.
The only way Steve would be able to see pictures that you would post, Bob, is he would have to see it like on a on his Grabo account because he couldn't see it from the desktop.
Hang on, he called me.
This is hell. This is pure fucking hell.
Hi,
I
Steve.
swear to God. This sucks royal balls.
I already told him that you're upset.
Yes. You can't. I am beyond Bill O'Reilly upset. I mean, I have an entire page of Bill O'Reilly screaming things on my button device, and I can't play them.
The thing is, your sound effects were playing at the very beginning. Those are
Podbean
Podbean effects. Like here.
those are
Booze. Yeah, those are pros going on. That's not
Hey, Miss Dixie.
That's not.
I see.
Those aren't my specialties. Like the music in the background, the little
none
the
of your
little snippets. Yeah, none of my little segments, none of my little tweaks that nobody else has. The little things that I present,
and your microphone,
and my microphone, and all of my the dingbat, or I have.
That's why I thought it's like a browser plugin or something's not accepting the input.
The browser all the internet has been messed up today for some reason. I mean, I was working on Soundbytes for tonight. I was working on different segments for tonight, and the internet kept shutting down. And so I'm not sure what is happening, but I can't do anything. I can pull stuff in, but let's say if I go onto Podbean, let's say I'll use, instead of Firefox, I'll go on to Google, and the Google app won't do it. It
Google
goes
Chrome.
to like, this is not it'll go to this is not a secure site. I have to go through jump hoops, and it won't even give me an option in the advanced settings to even get to Podbean, and so I can't even reload it. It can't put the enhanced protection just takes you to a different page. So there's no secure sites through Google Chrome on my browser, so I can't use it. So that's one thing. So I have to use Firefox. So I go into Firefox, and it keeps crashing. So and for some reason it doesn't broadcast out. I can pull you guys in, but all of my stuff is not I'll play my Fatality or Sad Trombone or any of the show segments, the intros for all the little games and tidbits that we play.
Well,
none of them work.
Okay, I understand, but I don't want to turn this into a troubleshooting session.
No.
Anyhow, it's 11 minutes past 8. Do you want to do sound bites? I got it queued up.
Sure.
It's a good thing.
Why not? Sure, why not?
Right.
We'll do sound bites, and then I'm going to crash and smash my computer.
Well,
you'll get it'll be like a Who concert from 1976.
Don't do that, Steve. You know what? We don't have the normal, monkey gang here with us. We don't have, although you said Miss Dixie's here, but because this is a very special Soundbites.
Oh, it is. Hold on a second. Hold on.
Yeah. Whoa.
Hold on. Wow! Look at that.
What?
Okay.
What?
Nothing.
What am I looking at? Nothing. I can't see. This is radio.
Yeah, I know, kind of.
Wow. Freako sound.
All right, I'm just trying to get some sound bites in here for you. Of course, I have to turn the microphone off. There you go. How about that?
I don't know.
You hear that?
Yes, I heard that.
You heard that? All right. Before we go into that, let's do some. Okay, hold on a second.
Fucking thing sucks.
That was my whole thing. Saying
yes. That is it for us today.
All right. So
how are you calling in?
I'm calling on my cell phone.
Oh, okay. And you're just playing over the speakers?
Yes.
And the phones. Okay.
Yes. So that's fatality. That's very loud in my studio.
So all the sound effects and everything that plays through your desktop computer, right? Or does that play through your laptop? Oh,
No. The sound effects are on the laptop, but I run the show through the desktop.
Through the desktop. That's what I thought. You feed
So
the
I need
output. And your microphone goes through the desktop or the
Yes,
laptop?
everything's going through the desktop.
Okay.
So I need.
That's
I
got
need a
trouble with the feed.
Yes.
Because
So
you were gonna
everything's
try to run the show from the laptop, but
Yes. Well, I couldn't. The thing is, the MacBook Air doesn't have inputs. It only has USB ports. So I only have. Well, it's hard to put a mic cable into a USB port and have it work.
there's no headphone jack.
There's a headphone jack, sure.
Yeah,
but
that's
I
an
can't.
input.
That's an input. Then what? That's an input.
Yes.
Okay, so because I was trying to use my positive grid sound
The
effects
thing is,
for.
you need like iPod.
But I still need a microphone.
Headset. Yeah, like an iPod headset. How it's like has three. It's not like a stereo plug. It's got 3 rings on it. That's what you need.
All right.
Yeah.
Send me the link and I'll buy it.
Well,
after the show.
After the show, and I probably have something kicking around somewhere. I know I do.
But I need. Oh, and we also have. I need to see you anyway because I should have gotten you to sign some stuff because we have prize packs, people. We have prize packs to give out.
I ain't signing shit. Talk to my lawyer.
Oh, come on.
All right, you want to do sound bites?
Let's do sound
bites. Let's do this crazy cuckoo sound bites. All right.
Let me do it.
Let me make sure I'm not muted here. All right, I'm not. All right. Back. Now, this week's sound bites is misheard lyrics. So what I'm going to do is play.
Is the boss in there?
No.
Oh, no douche?
No.
Rolled up like a douche?
Nope.
Oh, no.
So what I'm going to do is play me singing the wrong lyric, and then I'll play it again with the actual track and me singing along.
Okay.
And then these are easy. You'll get them right away. So.
All right. I'll do what I can.
All right. This first one. There's a bathroom on the right. There's a bathroom on the right.
Okay. Oh, I know that. Anybody else? Take.
That would be Bad Moon Rising by Creedence Clear.
That's right.
There it is.
I believe.
All right.
Yes.
Here's
There's a sound you don't hear about. There you go.
Here's the next.
I can swear to God that is that's what the lyrics sounded like. But it's really there's a bad moon on the rise.
Yeah, but live he sang the bathroom. He sang it.
I know, right?
All right, here we go. Next one.
Or I wonder if he even heard himself saying that.
I have no idea. Next one.
Excuse me while I kiss this guy.
Is that? Can you hear that?
I hear that. What is it? Oh, anybody takers. Kiss the sky. Yes, there you go. Dose got it.
All right.
Dose got it.
Excuse me while I kiss this guy.
Bag.
While I kiss this guy. I didn't see. Oh, here's a good one. This is ridiculous.
Okay.
Big O Jed had a light on.
Bingo Jed had a light on.
Okay. I know that one too.
Do you?
We'll do the drum roll, folks. Any takers? Yes.
You played right over this song.
Yes.
Yes, there you go.
Yes, that's right. Steve Miller Band.
Not yet. Steve Miller Band. Big old jet airliner.
Crash.
Crash.
All right.
You entered the Crash Studios.
Crash Studios.
This would be Crash Cat from Canada.
Oh, sweet. Another Canadian.
Yeah. All right.
Fantastic.
Next misheard lyric. Hit the space bar.
We built this city on sausage rolls.
I never heard that one.
We built this city on rock and roll by Starship.
Starship.
City on sausage rolls.
There you go.
I just got a tweet from Jefferson Starship. I guess it was an anniversary for Grace Slick's solo album from like 40 years ago or something like that.
All right.
Yeah. She just went over the Twitter X.
Next misheard lyric for No Parody. It doesn't make a difference if we're naked or not.
It doesn't make a difference if we're naked or not.
Oh, there you go. Any takers, folks? Any takers?
Let's do it like that.
I know it sounds like a sound of Bon Jovi.
Yes, it is. They're halfway there. Living on a prayer.
Living on a prayer, yes.
It doesn't make a difference if we're naked or not.
Okay.
That's what we used to sing in high school.
The next misheard lyric. I believe that the hot dogs go on.
I believe that the hot dogs go on.
My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion.
The hot dogs will go on.
You want to hear that again? Because that's a good one.
Yes.
Let's hear that again.
I believe that the hot dogs go
on. Yeah, she's kind of always been a little rough. I don't know.
All right.
Or our old like Southern saying, of course, about Celine Dion, which I point out her looking kind of rough, like I know she misses her late husband, but bless her heart. But we still love her music though.
That was 20 years ago.
I know. You're right, Miss Dixie. Like she must have something going on.
Yeah, she needs to eat a sandwich.
Yeah. That's right.
Saving his life from this warm sausage tea.
his life from this warm sausage tea.
Oh yes, that's classic. Yes, I believe we all know that song.
We all know that song.
That is Bohemian Rhapsody.
Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen.
Queen.
All right. Which song has the misheard lyric? Let's pee in the corner.
Oh, I know that. Go for it.
Let's pee in the corner.
Losing My Religion is the song.
There you go.
That's also an A minor, in case you want to play the song on a guitar.
All right, here's a good one. I'm a lion, I'm a vinyl, I'm a skittle, I'm a beetle.
I'm a lion. I'm a vinyl.
Smells Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana.
I'm a beetle. Yeah.
Yes. That's awesome. That's awesome.
All right, and the last one.
Welcome, the Side Pop. Welcome to the podcast. We're gonna call it the Crash Podcast because it's made up of all kinds of technical differences tonight. So,
absolutely,
the last one,
Steve. I'm not even going to tell you the misheard lyric, but this one's for you.
Okay.
And I saw her face. Now I'm gonna leave her.
Then I saw her face. Now I'm gonna. Yes.
Or
I'm
the
gonna leave her.
Smash Mouth
That is
version.
not the Beatles, Dose.
It's Now I'm Gonna Leave Her.
That's not the Beatles.
Let's hear that solo, because this is great.
Okay.
And I saw her face. Now I'm gonna leave her.
The Nirvana one. This is the vocal track. This is great.
I'm a lion. I'm a vinyl. I'm a scale. I'm a beetle. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So I figured out how to record from my computer directly into GarageBand. So I had a little fun with that.
Awesome.
Oh, nice.
That's great.
So I figured
There
out
you
my
go.
inputs. Now you figure out yours.
Well, speaking of Nirvana, I know April will be the 30th anniversary of Kurt Cobain's death.
I'm sorry, you said 30?
30 years this April, Kurt Cobain will have been gone.
Oh,
Jesus.
it's time to schedule my colonoscopy, isn't it?
It is.
I should take a Tylenol.
Oh, man.
I remember where I was that day. I was at the Evergreen getting drunk with Tim and Scott. And, I don't know. Were you there, Steve?
In 1991?
Yeah.
Or what is it? 90? Wait. That was
It was
94.
94. It was 94.
95. 94?
Yeah, I was at the Evergreen Lounge getting drunk, and that might have been the day that I ordered a Zima and walked over to the table just to see the look on everyone's face. Like, what the hell's wrong with you? I just walked out.
I remember that. I do remember you getting a Zima.
Yeah. They're like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, it's refreshing.
Okay, now I can't hear myself. Can you guys hear me fine?
I can hear
With
you,
this?
yes.
Okay. All right. Cool. Well, that's
right.
awesome, man. So that's it.
That's it. That was it.
All right. And that's coming through okay?
Yes. That's coming through
Awesome.
fine.
Awesome. You know, I mean, we've been trying to do different things here, and I know we haven't been able to do a whole lot because literally I spent the last hour trying to get online here, and without any further ado, we have things still to do, and we had promised to do this last week, and I don't know. Do you want to do it, Bob? It's up to you.
What are we doing?
Can you hear that?
Yes.
Oh man! So these are stupid human stories, people, and I just can't. It goes along with our I mean, we're pretty big on the Florida Man, which is coming up on the games. We're pretty happy about that. The games that are coming up, the Florida Man games. It's fantastic stuff that's happening in St. It's on the other side, the other coast. But
yeah, they're having an official Florida Man games competition.
Yes. So,
and it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
So along those lines, we are going to start doing stupid human stories, and that's what we're doing right here and right now. All right, I'm gonna do a headline here. It's brief. Man drinks gasoline from jar, dies after lighting cigarette. Apparently, yes. Apparently,
no. It's true.
Yes, that's a true story. That actually happened. Yeah, that's an actual thing.
I thought this was like a true or false game or something, but good Lord.
I'm surprised he didn't explode.
Well, oh my goodness. Well,
Because usually if you drank unleaded gasoline like that, instant death would await already with or without something to like set you on fire or make you explode.
Well, check this
because
out.
all you're basically ingesting is poison.
Well, a North Carolina man died after he accidentally drank a jar of gasoline, then smoked a cigarette, police said.
How do you
Havelock. I don't know. Havelock police received a 911 call about 9:55 on a Monday evening after a 43-year-old Gary Allen Banning, a three-name person, set himself on fire. It seems that Banning was transported to the UNC Burn Center in Chapel Hill, where he died early Tuesday morning. City spokesperson Diane Miller said that the investigators believed that Banning was at a friend's apartment when he apparently mistook a jar of gasoline sitting by the kitchen sink for an actual beverage. After taking a gulp, he spit out the gasoline, and then he actually got some on his clothes. Sometime later, investigators say Banning just went outside to smoke a cigarette and then burst into flames. That's what happened.
It was
Havelock police in the city fire. Yes, and also it was also down and inside and out, and he was pretty much toast. He was toast. Oh yes, that actually happened. So stupid human stories.
Yeah, how does someone that dumb make it to their 40s? I don't know, but he didn't make it much past that. Thank you for winning the Darwin Awards. But it says the article said he drank the jar, accidentally drank, and I thought he drank, like just chugged the whole jar of gasoline, but apparently he didn't swig, spit it out,
and then he got some on his clothes. Yes.
Didn't, whatever.
Dose was like, it's too bad he didn't die lighting a fart. I've seen that happen. He didn't die, but he got third-degree burns.
Well, there's a way you can set like human flatulence on fire, but the only thing is you don't want to bareback it because you want to do it while you're fully clothed. You don't want to do it completely naked.
I have seen the Blue Flame special.
I have too. And then the guy ran out the room, and he had to go to the hospital because he had third-degree burns.
Oh no! Chad burned a hole in his jeans.
This guy was a wrestler for our college wrestling team, and he's like, "Hey, look at this!" And he let one rip, and it went woof and in, and I was like, "What the hell?" And he goes, "Oh!" And we ran. He just ran out the room. We all kind of looked at each other. We were like, "What the heck just happened?" Found out the next day he had to go to the hospital. Oh. All right, here's another story. Oh boy, this is good. Here we go. A girl had a job interview for an opening at a local television station to be the next weather girl, and she claimed that she could predict rain by looking at the stars. During the interview, when asked how she could, she said with conviction, if the Big Dipper was upside down, the water would pour out and it would rain the next day.
That's a hilarious one.
She obviously did not get the job.
Well, I will make this disclaimer about the gasoline story and the fart story. Don't try this at home.
No, do not. Here's another one. This story was found on Reddit. A guy's neighbor told him that they took out the batteries of their carbon monoxide detector because it was making noise almost every day.
They
took the batteries out.
They took the batteries out.
Noise.
And they died?
No, they didn't die. They just decided it's making noise. I don't like it.
So I took the batteries out.
They took the batteries out. Yeah.
They didn't put fresh ones back in.
No, they just took them out. Here's another stupid human story that I found on Reddit. A girl in history class thought that the faces on Mount Rushmore naturally grew like that.
Oh, of course. They've been there forever.
They've been there forever.
Yep.
Well, the carving on Stone Mountain hasn't been there forever.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
They just naturally grew like that. Another guy in class thought that you got syphilis from eating raw chicken. He told the whole economics class that he had syphilis one time. Yes, that happened.
Yeah.
He must have confused syphilis for salmonella.
Chicken. Yes, absolutely. So next time you eat chicken, make sure you don't get syphilis.
Yes, wash your hands.
Oh boy, I think we have time for one more here. Oh wait, we might have some more here. This guy wrote. This is also on. I found this one on Reddit. An ex-girlfriend once said out loud, "quote unquote," "I wonder how dolphins have sex," and she said it with conviction that there aren't just boy dolphins and girl dolphins. They're just dolphins, like magical. And then she argued about it for 2 hours.
Because of course.
Same chick thought pork chops came from horses. Yes. Also, same chick met a guy who at a party who lost a portion of his ear in some kind of accident, and upon meeting him, she just asked him with no class at all, "Hey, what happened to your ear?" His response was, "I turned my head too fast and bit my earlobe off." And she was totally cool with that answer.
Yeah.
Turn your head too fast and just bite your earlobe. She also went to the grocery store. And assumed that whatever number of chicken legs came in the pack was how many legs that chicken must have had.
Well, yeah.
This was all the same girl.
4-legged chickens. Wasn't Colonel Sanders developing a 4-legged chicken?
No, there's a beakless chicken.
Beakless chicken with 4 legs.
Yes.
Well, my stepmom
Last one, folks.
My stepmom had a chicken that had suffered an injury and its beak was turned sideways. True story, but sadly the chicken died.
Oh, jeez.
Because it had no pecker.
I guess you might be right about that, but I really felt sorry for that chicken. But that chicken's gone to a better place.
It's called the dinner table.
Yes. Last one, folks. A woman on Facebook bragged that she scored an 84 on her IQ exam. She thought it was out of 100. And that, my friends, is the brand new segment, Stupid Human Stories.
If you score 84 on it, I don't know. Of course you would brag about it.
It's average. It's a little lower than average, but it's average. An average is between 85 and 115 on the average.
Wow. That's pretty, though.
I think you guys are going to.
You're genius.
I think you guys are going to have a great month of February because they always call that the February sweep. But too bad here on Podbean, the Nielsen ratings don't measure y'all's ratings or anybody else's ratings.
Do they still use Nielsen?
Well,
or Arbitron? I know they don't use Arbitron anymore.
Well, I think how Nielsen media research works is in order to be a Nielsen family, you can't tell anybody or your ratings are not going to count, which why even be a Nielsen family anyways if it ain't all that it's cracked up to be?
They pay you.
Well, that is true too. Or they're just very selective about who they want being Nielsen families.
Well, it's usually random. You should do sections, demographic sections. So you might get the call, you might not get the call. You might get a letter in the mail, you might not.
Well, or as they like to say,
Steve and
Bob, as they like to say, don't call us, we'll call you.
Yeah, Absolutely. If there's a certain demographic that they are getting paid to do, then of course they'll do it. So there you go. Like if, let's say, Podbean themselves were to hire Nielsen to do a poll on who listens to what, then they would go around and do a demographic on Podbean listeners. And so that's how they would work. Yeah. So there you go.
And I think that like the old man from the Old Man's podcast, being a numbers kind of guy, hey, I think he would probably know how to read their numbers and he would probably know what numbers he agrees with and what numbers he would call bullshit to.
Right. I had fun with Arbitron when I was in broadcasting.
I did that one time for 1 week only, Steve. One time, and that was it. But they only give you like the Arbitron ratings to measure radio ratings. This was back in the summer of 2006. And guess how much they paid me and my grandmother to be participants for 1 week?
What's that?
$5.
They paid us $5 a piece. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I mean, I would think we're way worth more than that.
Well,
$5.
Yeah, that's about.
Well, hopefully I'll never participate in that
now.
again.
They pay more now. I think what Nielsen pays about 70, 75 now. So to do an actual thing, so it just depends on the actual. It depends on what they're getting paid to do it.
Right.
So they have to get paid in order to do the polling, and so that's how that works. But when I was in broadcasting,
if I ever participated in Arbitron again, I'd write in the little booklet for like the radio station owners here in Atlanta to bring back certain stations I grew up with instead of just letting them fall by the wayside. I would love for them to bring back Fox 97 and 99X and a couple other brandings I grew up with that I just got so used to, and for them just to leave everything else alone.
Were those stations bought out by Clear Channel, or what did they call them?
Well, the iHeart stations, like we don't have 96 Rock and Peach 94.9 anymore. All we have is a country music station called 94.9 The Bull, and a top 40 station called Power 96.1, and then of course Cox Media Group owns 97.1 The River, which was Fox 97. I'm like, I would rather have a station that gives us good times and great oldies.
Yeah,
and like a soft rock station that plays Delilah at night.
Ooh, wow! Is she still alive?
Oh yeah, and she still does her syndicated love song show.
Are they doing like they do with Casey Kasem? The Clear Channel.
I imagine Ryan Seacrest does a top 40 show, as does Rick Dees.
Yeah, Rick Dees does it. He's still alive.
Yeah, he's still alive. I don't know.
Wow.
He's doing some kind of top 40 radio stuff, but
I mean, he's not doing Disco Duck anymore, obviously.
No.
And well, I thought Rick Dees who's the dude that does the Family Feud now? Hello?
Oh, I'm thinking. I can't think of his name.
Who's the host for Family Feud?
I can't think of his name.
Steve Harvey. Yeah, Rick Dees and Rick Dees was the morning jock, and then Steve Harvey was the afternoon jock in L.A. And so that's how they got all their starts. And Rick Dees was just doing the. I thought he quit. I thought he was gone, but I guess he's still doing it. Wow.
Well, Tom Joyner, he's retired now.
Well,
yep.
I'm not.
And the thing about Tom Joyner is he would do his syndicated show in Dallas, and then he'd fly up to Chicago to do an afternoon show locally. And he'd have to fly back to Dallas before morning.
I don't know if that actually. I don't know about that. I mean, there was this thing called satellite that we would do,
right?
Where we'd be broadcasting in one spot, and then we would be in another spot, kind of like what we're doing right here now with podcasting.
Oh yeah,
we can broadcast all over the world.
Well, we're doing the show remotely,
right? Or doing the show remotely. but I wouldn't fly to Chicago tomorrow to do a show in Chicago and then be back here in the morning. That would be
and you'd have to
pay
be
me a
paid
lot of
top
money.
dollar, yeah.
It's about 8:45, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you hear me well enough to do another segment?
If you want to do bullshit or not or something, maybe.
Well, I have different things. I mean, I do. Do you hear me well enough
I can hear you just fine.
Yeah, and so like if I play Florida Man, will you be able to hear that?
I can hear that.
Okay.
Ooh, I'm going round the F-Blade, going round the F-Blade.
Big bass. I've never heard this song quite bassy like it is in my studio. It's usually in the headphones.
Yeah.
With a bear.
With a bear. It kind of sounds like it's in another room.
Yeah, well, it kind of is. It's in the other side of the room. But here we go. I'm going to give you two headlines, folks. You have to decide whether or not which one is true, which one is false, which one is the real headline, which one is the not so much Florida Man. And here we go. First couple, Florida couple, homeless couple win lottery, get hit by bus before cashing in. Aw. Homeless couple win lottery, get hit by bus before cashing in. Here's the second one. Homeless Florida couple arrested for having quote unquote makeup sex in someone's backyard. Miss Dixie says 2. She was like right on it. She was like, bam.
I'll say 2 too.
I'll agree.
Doe says both stories are true. You guys are saying 2?
Yes.
All right. Well, folks, I'm going to give you the drum roll. You guys are all correct. Yes. The homeless couple arrested for having makeup sex. This is in Key West, folks. The Florida couple was arrested after reportedly having sex in a woman's backyard. The homeowners told police that she was reading a book when she heard individuals arguing in the side yard of her residence on Monday afternoon, according to the arrest affidavit collected by the Smoking Gun. And of course, when 52-year-old stepped outside to investigate, she found 36-year-old Stephen James Dean, a 3-person name, and a 49-year-old Teresa Ann Bahan having sex up against the stone wall barrier of her side wall. She called the cops, of course. And of course, the Key West police officers arrived and noted that the two subjects were, quote-unquote, laying in the side yard of the residence. Dum-de-dum. Dean and Bahan explained that they were, quote-unquote, walking around town and just stumbled upon that residence. And there were, quote-unquote, no trespassing signs around the home. The Key West woman said that Dean, quote-unquote, passed out and fell over the wall, and that she was, quote-unquote, just trying to comfort him.
quote unquote.
He fell over the wall, and I was just there trying to comfort him.
Oh.
When the cop mentioned that they don't live there, she changed her story and said that her, quote-unquote, music promoter, James, lived at the residence. Dean was more honest and spontaneously uttered that they were having sex in the yard. It should be noted that the officer writes in the report a quote-unquote strong smell of an alcoholic beverage was emitting from the two of them, and the two could not put a complete sentence together and were slurring words. Both were arrested for trespassing and lewd behavior. Lehan also earned 2 felonies after reportedly kicking and punching the officer during her arrest. And en route to the Monroe County Jail, Dean stated that he was going to kill an officer. Once in jail, he told another officer that he would kill them too. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill that guy too. Just trying to hide from him in the Bahama Villages or Miami. If they try to hide from him in Bahama Village or Miami, I'm going to kill you, so don't you go hiding in Bahama Village or Miami.
Okay.
That earned Dean 1 felony for threatening to kill 2 police officers, and they are scheduled for arraignment later. Yes, so they just kind of like wandered into some lady's yard and started boinking.
Quote unquote.
Boinking. Yes.
If I drank every time you said quote unquote during that story, I'd be hammered.
Yes. Oh boy, here we go with the next one.
It's the same sounds, but it's like, oh,
it sounds different.
It's like you have a TV left on.
Yeah, right.
Like, what are you watching back there, Steve?
All right. Florida man stabs nephew because he took too long in the bathroom. Here's the next one. Florida man caught after stealing a car and trying to register it in his own name. What?
How?
That's why he was caught.
This isn't your car. This car's reported stolen. I got it. No, I have it parked outside.
It's mine. I own it.
I got it's right there.
All right, everyone's saying, well, Dos says 2. Oh man, everyone else is saying 1.
I'm saying
so
2.
You're saying
It's
2?
just stupid.
It's so stupid. All right, we got a split decision, folks. Here we go. Half you guys say 1, half you say 2. If you said number 2, you're wrong. It is the Florida man that stabbed his nephew because he took too long in the bathroom. That's right, Florida man.
I gotta piss. When you gotta go, you gotta go.
Well, that's right, because this Florida man reportedly stabbed his nephew multiple times after he became enraged because he was taking too long in the bathroom. Volusia County Sheriff Deputy and DeLand police arrived on Tuesday to find 29-year-old victim with wounds in his stomach and his back. Investigators said that the man lives in his vehicle in his father's driveway, and that his father allows him to use the bathroom. According to the report, he was He was about to get in the shower when his uncle, a 72-year-old Dan Johnson, banged on the bathroom door and complained that he'd been in there too long. The man said he opened the door and he was stabbed repeatedly with the knife.
What are you spending all the time in the bathroom with the water running?
Right? Oh my God! Yeah, what are you doing in there?
What are you doing in there?
Oh my goodness! Oh man, what the heck? Right? So, oh my goodness. Johnson told investigators that the man had taken a step towards him, and then Johnson was charged with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon and is being held without bond. The man, though, who was trying to take a shower, the 29-year-old victim who lives in his father's driveway in his vehicle, is expected to survive. So there you go.
Well, that's good.
That's right. So he was stabbed multiple times by his uncle. How many people live around that house?
Well, probably so many that they can't all fit, which is why he had to stay in the driveway.
Jeez.
That's pretty ridiculous. You get out of my house while I'm staying right here.
Yeah. Why are you taking so long in the bathroom?
When are you gonna move out? I'm gonna move 10 feet away. Outside, jeez. I'm gonna move to the driveway, Dad.
Oh, Jesus. Yes. God. Jesus.
Whatever. People are crazy.
People are crazy. This is nuts.
Just
all right.
Crazy.
Last one, folks. Last one, and this is amazing. Here we go. Florida man offers to take neighbor's dog for a walk. Ring doorbell video captures him having sex with it instead. What? Next one. Man rapes neighbor, then offers to landscape her garden to make up for it.
There you go.
So which one is it?
I'm sorry.
Florida man offers to take the neighbor's dog for a walk, but the Ring doorbell video captures him having sex with it instead. Or man raped neighbor, then offers to landscape her garden to make up for it. Everyone's saying number 2.
Number 2. Yeah, number 2, because that's just, come on now.
Dose says he likes stories with a happy ending.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. Everyone's saying number 2. Wow.
Yeah.
So much for the Ring doorbell having proof. Well, you guys are all correct.
Yay.
Yes, a masked teenager who tied up and raped his neighbor at knife point and then offered to carry out yard work to make up for it has been jailed for 50 years.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, Timothy Adam Walding, yes, a 3-name person, used a fish hook to pick the lock of the victim's West Boynton home in South Florida and raped the 35-year-old mother of 2 for 90 minutes before removing his mask and revealing his identity. Yes, after forcing the woman to perform sex acts on him, Walden suggested that he could just make up for it for doing some landscaping or repairs around the home. She declined, of course, and shook his hand and agreed not to tell anyone what had happened. When the 18-year-old walked home, his traumatized mother dialed 911. Walding showed no remorse as he was jailed for life with no prospect of early release before his 70th birthday at the Palm Beach County courtroom on Monday. He was found guilty as charged with sexual battery with a deadly weapon, physical force, false imprisonment while in possession of a weapon, and burglary with assault or battery while armed. When the case went to trial, Walding told jury the encounter was consensual, but the woman, who had not been identified, told the jury that the teenage broke into her home early in the hours of the morning carrying a knife. He forced her to perform sex acts on her and said, "Because you should deadbolt your door because I didn't want to do this, but I just had to do it," is what he said. After it was over, After it was over, he allowed his victim to get dressed, and they talked until he removed his mask and confirmed his identity, she told the detectives. When she asked him for his response, he replied, quote unquote, "Obviously, it wasn't a spontaneous thing, and I had this plan," the court record showed. He obviously didn't think his plan through, though, because for the rape conviction, Walding received a mandatory minimum sentence of 50 years. Under Florida state law, Walding has no prospect of early parole for good behavior. Walding's sentence with 2 other counts will run concurrently, as the court judge Weiss said, and he has been listed as a sexual predator. It doesn't matter because he's in jail, and that's it, man. He's done. He's done. He's done, and that's done. He's done because that's the end of Florida Man for tonight. I can't believe he did that.
I can't believe he said he planned it in court.
I planned it. I planned to do that.
I thought everything through.
Jeez, yeah.
It's like, wow.
Right.
Yeah.
You should deadbolt your door because now I have to do this.
Now I have to because, no.
You deadbolt it.
Mm-hmm.
What?
What?
Yeah, that's craziness. Craziness. Absolute madness.
And he thought she'd be okay because she'd get some yard work done.
Yeah, absolutely. You get some yard work done, and it's just your neighbor down the street. Jeez, can't believe that. Some people, I'll tell you. Oh my goodness. Well, it's 2 minutes to 9, and I am terribly sorry, folks, for all of the inconvenience that I had. It wasn't my fault.
I'm incredibly sorry for the beginning of the show.
I don't know.
Well, at least we made it entertaining, Bob.
I tried.
So now you know how much work I put into these things.
Well, it's not about the work; it's about having some material. Because I was kind of caught off guard,
Well, yeah, you have to you have to get the material, and that's how we do it. But
and some of the other podcast shows here are the same way too, right, Steve? Some of them are proud to endorse and support.
Absolutely, and we do.
You've got the Old Man's Podcast, which I'm proud to be a part of, weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And for the month of February, we're going to be doing a live show engagement score contest. And the prize up for grabs for the person with the highest engagement score is a $100 gift certificate to Glowflow Denver. And I've also got the trivia contest that'll be starting next Friday, February 9th on the Old Man's Podcast show, category entertainment. $50 gift certificate to Glowflow Denver is up for grabs for that one. And I'm also honoring some appreciated podcast listeners here on Podbean with a free copy of Arch Kennedy's newly published book, The Weather's Fine.
Sweet.
And of course, some of the other podcast shows that I'm sure you guys might get around to checking out a little bit later. There's the Beans and Weenie Show is due this evening with Scooter and James from the Slightly Serious Show. I think this will be a fun show. And plus, they'll be back Saturday night. Hopefully, Spanky joins it along with Jester and Scooter. Their Saturday night Beans and Weenie Show is doomed.
Miss Dixie says that was a great book.
Absolutely. And sometime in the next couple of weeks on the Old Man's Podcast show, we might see about having Arch as a featured guest in the author highlight series. Plus the Amber May Show, the John DeVito Show, and the Slightly Serious Show have also expressed interest in having Arch come on the show as well to talk about his book. And also be sure to check out the Ralph Williams podcast, Solid Blue Sisters, My Turn to Talk. Also, be sure to check out the Frankie D Show and Substance for Days. Them are some pretty funny shows. The Pulse Wednesday Night Variety Show is coming on a little bit later with Brett and Scott and the Laguna Knot Holdings gang. You're sure to have a good time there. And also be sure to check out the Underground Shuffle Music Podcast, and be sure to also check out a few other great content creators we're proud to support, like the Kirkley Hennessy Show, and also be sure to check out I don't know if I'm missing anybody else. The Illuminated Brilliance of Caps, he's got a great chill show, and
I think
I just want to make sure I'm not leaving anybody out.
I know,
and hopefully some old friends start returning soon.
I know Mr. A had a show on in the mornings for a while, and Mr. A and Mr. B were both on there. That was hilarious with those guys. And
Cummings' Culture is coming back with more shows. That should really be good.
Awesome stuff, and I'll tell you. Well, that'll about do it for us. Bob, any last thoughts and words of wisdom for our?
No, I'm brain dead.
You're brain dead.
Yeah.
Well,
imagine
Russ from
doing
Outside
that
Normal
and getting
Podcast.
boobs.
What?
I'm sorry. What was that, Eric?
Russ from the Outside Normal Podcast, he's another good one. He'll also remind you to get Mountain Dew and moon pie. And I think one of y'all mentioned boobs. Like if you see Frankie D come around, his spiel is to say titties.
Well, there you go. And there's nothing wrong with that, right, Bob?
Nope. Nothing
Not at all. Nothing at all. Because he usually sends them to me while we're doing this broadcast. Thank God he didn't do it today because I was in wires.
Technical problems.
Yes, yes. So
let's see if we could load up the 2024 blooper reel, right?
Oh man, you have no idea, guys. This is insane. Wow. All right, buddy.
All right.
Well, we're heading
on. Everything's sorted out for next week.
Yes, the next week we will hopefully have everything all situated and be ready for what's about to happen. And and hopefully I don't know. I have no idea. I'm brain dead as well, Bob.
Okay.
And guys, everybody, Miss Dixie, George, thank you, Crash. Thank you for everybody for tuning in. Dose, you guys are awesome. Sticking with us throughout our mayhem for tonight. And tonight, we bid you adieu. That's awesome. All right. See you guys.
Good night and have a pleasant tomorrow.
Potluck Podcast. We want to thank everyone who joined us for tonight's show. Make sure to check us out each week for all the games, trivia, fun facts, and happenings going on within our lives as well as yours. This has been an MCG production.
Yeah, I can't read it. There's no words on it. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that is. I've never seen that. What does that mean? To end the show? Yeah. Fucking thing sucks. There's no words there. To play us out. What does that mean? But to play us out. All right, go. Fucking thing sucks.